delighted to say we're now joined by Laetitia Courtois. She's head of the International Red Cross delegation in New York and is the permanent observer to the UN. Laetitia, thank you so much for joining us. It's a great credit to your organisation that these handovers of hostages have gone so smoothly over the past 6 days. I mean, I know you'll be loath to get into the politics of all this, but what can you tell us about the handovers and how they've been arranged?
Much for having me. Indeed, it's been a few days of continuous operation every day under quite complex situations, tension. You see it's the middle of the night, but those operations happen after the parties agree on the last details of the release. The list need to be cross-checked and every detail needs to be secure. And those operations have brought a great relief, first of all, to the people that have been kept and held captive for over 50 days in probably very, very complicated conditions, and also for the families that have been hoping to find out their relatives and hug them again. It's not only been for the hostages, but also for the Palestinian detainees that we have facilitated the return as well from jails.
Yeah, and in terms of those hostages, I mean, what sort of condition are they in when your colleagues have received them from Hamas? They must be in a state of confusion, probably distrustful as well, exhausted, both mentally and physically, a huge range of emotions going on.
I mean, we can definitely imagine the stress they've been experiencing, first of all, from the day of the capture, which was dramatic in so many ways, and the uncertainty of being held as well hostage for an unknown number of days and a very long time. So obviously you see faces of people that are scared, surprised, and probably deoriented. So it's been a lot of work to reassure them, to bring clarity as well to them from the onset, and to make sure that we can safely bring them back to their authorities and then after to their families.
I mean, trust seems absolutely key in all of the negotiations and the hostage handovers. And of course, trust is in very short supply when we're talking about the two sides of this conflict. But how does the Red Cross win the trust of particularly Hamas, in addition to Israel, in such a destructive conflict?
Trust is indeed absolutely essential, and trust can be lost very quickly and take years to build and to preserve. I mean, we've been in Gaza for many years now, working as per our mandate and making sure that the protection of civilians is upheld in Gaza and by all sides, obviously. So we've been working hardly to make this trust also to the benefit of this type of operation when the moment comes that parties agreed on a deal with humanitarian prospects, that the ICRC is facilitating this role of neutral intermediary and the trust that is given to us to approach this group, get the people under the custody and make sure they are safely transported out of Gaza back to their families.
And of course, the Red Cross also has to put a great deal of trust in the groups that you are dealing with, that your representatives, your operatives on the ground, people in a war zone, will be able to operate and do their job safely. Sort of what guarantees are you able to get that your people will be safe?
No, it's critical indeed. I mean, we have no weapons, we have no armored vehicles, we have our cross and our emblem to protect us and to get us to be known and understood for what we stand for and what we aim at. And our objective is purely humanitarian. This needs to be understood by all parties. So when they see us and know we are coming, there's an understanding as well that hostilities will cease around us. And we'll make sure that the access will be granted. So it's a very tedious work to continue engaging, explaining what are the obligation of the parties in conflict. All conflicts have limitation and rules to abide to, and that applies obviously in the Gaza Strip today more than ever.
Laetitia, we really thank you, really appreciate you coming on TRT World to discuss what's been going on in Gaza, and we thank you very much for your work, and we do say keep up the good work. Appreciate you coming on. Laetitia Courtois there, the head of the International Red Cross delegation in New York.